Good evening. How's everybody doing? Let's see. I think I can get the hand. I think I have the this a little bit more under control than I did last time. So I see that Cesar is here again. He was here in the last live stream, so nice to see some people coming back. Who else is around? Some of these are going to be kind of hard to pronounce. Some of the usernames that I'm seeing here. So I apologize if I cannot say hi to you specifically, because the usernames might be a little bit hard to pronounce. But anyways, what are we working on today? So I wanted to have these sessions to be some of them to be about practice, but also taking some suggestions that'll be cool. Maybe I can do some of those later on this live stream. I'm thinking this is probably going to be about the same length as the last one, 45 minutes to an hour, and usually trying to sit down and either do some character study, work on some stuff that I'm working on, and just share it with you guys, because that's kind of fun. So what am I working on right now is a let me see if I can put it on. This is some of my scribbles, some rough sketches, but I'm working on this. I don't know how well can you see that, because it looks a little messy right now. This is a template for a certificate of rank for a martial arts school. What happened is, so martial arts schools, they when they award ranks, either people go up in whether they're belts or different types of ranks. In different Japanese martial arts, those ranks are either called Q ranks, those are the lower levels, or like the non-black belt levels. And then the Dan ranks are we'll consider the black belt levels. So when you go up in higher rank. So this martial arts school, which I know the people there, they're really good friends of mine. They want me to create some sort of template for the ranks. That way, when their students go up in rank, all they have to change is the number of the rank that they're awarding. Everything else, all the other writings that you see, are basically part of the template. So as you can see, there's a lot of wording on this. The reason why it also looks the way it looks is because they want it to be in the same spirit or in the same style of the teacher in Japan that awards these certificates. If that makes sense. So they gave me the original from their teacher in Japan. They were like, they don't want me to make it look exactly like that one, but they want it to be in the same style, so to speak. So that's why I'm kind of practicing to make it also be on that format. So I'm just going to go through the sessions here and then kind of give you a little bit idea on what I'm working on. So this right here is the two kanjis that, let's see if I'm pointing to the right. So these ones right here are the two kanjis that basically defines this is a diploma. This is a certificate. This right here will be the name of the students right now. This is just a sample name, but this will be blank. This is what the student's name will be, which they'll put in themselves. And then this line here, which is, I need to work on the spacing. This right now is a little too crowded, but it's a work in progress, right? Um, let's see. Hello, Celeste. Nice to see you here. By the way, just realized that Japanese ranks and Korean ranks are almost the same. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of these um, arts have a similar type of ranking. Okay, so back to this. So this is the first line, and this line basically says "migi no mono," which means the person to the right, which will be addressing whoever's name is in here. And then we have the institution that will be issuing this. In this case, this is a Bujinkan Dojo. Taijutsu is the martial art. And this is for a Q. So as you can see right here, this templates will be for Q certificates. Not necessarily, it's for the lower levels. So it's not going to be anything big. And then this right here is the date. So we're on the Reiwa era. So that's Reiwa, year, month, day. And they would have to plug in those numbers as they issue their certificate. So it will be the year by number, the month by number, and then the day number. And then this will be the doyo sho, and then the name of the instructor. So nothing official yet. This is just sort of kind of me playing with this. Well, not kind of playing with it. It's something that they do want me to do, but we're sort of kind of figuring it out. What's the best way to go about that? So in my case, I just have to start getting comfortable with these characters, specifically making the entire piece in one shot, which is not an easy fist. All right, so the first two that I want to do are the let me just line these up. Is the first two that means diploma certificate, and I believe, actually, let me look that up again, because man, what's the word for that? See, I had all this figured out somewhere, and I don't have it in front of me. So, oops. Come on. I'm looking in my online dictionary. That's all I'm doing right now. So that, and what's the other one? All right, here we go. Yuru Shijo, which is certification, license, something like that. Okay, it's a template. Interesting how Japan uses their Reiwa calendar. Yeah, they do. Be sure to talk about the tools you use. I will. So yeah, they do. They use that's called the era dates. Using the era dates. They use it in formal documents. So martial arts schools and things like that, when you get a diploma, when you get a certificate, it's considered a formal document, so it will have the era name, the era dates. Other than that, in informal usage or everyday life, they'll use the regular calendar. They just put the numbers 2019 in regular numbers, in Roman numbers, and then the kanji for year after that to say this is the year 2019. But in formal documents will be Reiwa. This year, since Reiwa just started, right? So it's Reiwa Gennen, which is the first year of Reiwa. And then that would be, where are we? So Reiwa Gen. So this would be the first. This would be this year, because this kanji means origin or original, and then year. So the first year of Reiwa is Reiwa Genen, or the first year of Reiwa. Anyways, back to Yuru Shijo. I think that's what it is, right? Yuru Shijo. License, certificate. That's the first character of this. So we'll put that in there. In there. So the first, I'm gonna brush only one character at a time, just so that I can do it big. Oops, too much ink. Too much ink on the brush. You can tell because it's blotching. So you gotta. Okay, so that's the first one. I need to get a bunch of newspapers just in case ink is too much. I can patch it up. Okay, so we got the first one. The second one is this is, it's funny that I'm live streaming this, because this is basically what I do a lot of. Just constantly just studying, look at the kanjis, figuring it out, trying to find the readings if I don't know them. So this one is kyo or yurusu. It means permit or approve. So that's the first one. Second one, is there simplified kanji and traditional kanji? Believe so, more in the sense of the old Chinese versus the simplified Japanese. That's where I found most of that happening. For example, even Chinese have traditional Chinese characters and modern Chinese character, which are some simplified versions of the old ones. The Japanese did make some other modification to some of the characters and some simplifications also, and but within the Japanese language, I don't think so. I think it's only about one version, unless one is like an old version and then there's like a new version. The one that I can think, because is the most common one, is the character for in Japanese is ki, Chinese is chi. Like chi, the internal energy. The traditional Chinese version is this. And then the Japanese basically got rid of this in the middle, and then they just kind of make an X like this, and then that's their simplified version of that character. So it'll be something like this. I'm gonna just write a little bit faster. Something like this, right? So that's the Japanese simplified version. So there are examples like that where there's the Chinese classical one, and then there's the simplified Japanese version. However, when I brush ki or chi, I try to use the old version, so to speak, because it's I don't know, I like it better. And most of the things that are written to in the context of ki, in the context of chi, like aikido and stuff like that, they use the old version. So I usually brush ki in the old version. And there are many other examples, not that I know on top of my head, but yeah, that's one example, like a traditional versus a modern, so to speak, version. Okay, back to this. So second one, it's one. This one I gotta look at the stroke order because I don't remember very much. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like this. 5, 6, 7. Something like that. That one doesn't look very good, but that's the count. That's the stroke order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we just gotta work on making it well proportioned and whatnot. Simplified. Okay. Let's try again. Yeah, see, this is one that I gotta practice a lot. It's kind of a funny one. Those two sections are challenging to make them to be harmonious between the two of them. So it's just a matter of placing. And also, I should be practicing these on a paper grid or with the grid underneath so that I can really place them on the box. So, but I wonder if that's something that will show up through the camera if I do that, because that's good practice, is to put them on the box, and that way you know exactly where to space the characters. Do you have tried Rincho? A little bit. So Rincho, it's the practice of copying the work of all calligraphy masters. The most common one is 1 CG. So actually, let's see. I have a book about that. So the most common one would be 1 CG. So you get something like this, a book like that, and you see their writing, and then the practice is to copy that. And in the beginning, you're supposed to try to do your best to not only copy the example, but to try to get a sense of the energetic vibrations of that calligraphy that artist put in there, especially the old masters like 1CG in this case. I mean old masters is like, you know, centuries old characters, mostly Chinese masters. But then eventually you're supposed to sort of kind of not just make an exact copy of it, because then you basically what you're doing is just forging the calligraphy. You're not not using it as a study. You're just basically forging it, just making a carbon copy, which is not interesting either, and that's not the point. The point is to use that to almost create your own, but in that same with that same energetic style of the examples. So it's a way to, when you look at a calligraphy, somebody would say that's done in the 1CG style, for example. Like, it's clear that's done in the 1CG style, but it's yours at the same time. It has your energy in it. So that's when I think it's the practice is successful. But if you're just gonna stay there and just basically carbon copy the calligraphy, in the beginning is good as a learning practice, but not as an ongoing practice, in my opinion. But emulate and recreate, exactly. Emulate and recreate. So Rincho, I've done it. It's not something I do constantly because I have a style of calligraphy that is a mix between the way the books that my teacher used. So my stroke order, sort of my stroke style basically follows those examples from that master that book is based on, and it's a Japanese. I would say modern because it's from the 20th century. It's not modern from like now. It's like early 20th century Japanese master. So I follow those examples. That's what she used, and her calligraphy looks kind of like that. But also, I try to implement some of the Zen style calligraphy that I've studied and then that I'm interested in. So this, doing 1CG stuff, it's good, but it's not the style of calligraphy that I tend to lean towards. So I don't find myself doing it as much as I should. But if you will consider copying the work of the master from that book as Rincho, then yes, I guess I do it all the time, because that's really my main example is that book from that specific calligrapher. Anyways, another character from this is the character for Kang, which means hall. A lot of dojos name their schools Kang, something Kang, which means school or hall or building. And this is also a character with two sections. So we have a left and a right. Okay. My brush got a little bit messed up there. And still too much ink. Not too bad. Not too bad. Ugh. Not too bad. Kan, hall, or building, space. I'm going to try to do this one now a little bit looser, so to speak, because again, in the certificate, they want it to be more, you know what I mean? More looser, more cursive, semi-cursive. Yeah. You know what's funny is that it's simplified Chinese is written like this. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. So, it looks definitely much simpler than this version. Okay. You know, I did this last time. It's time to do it again. We need to fold the paper because I'm getting a little bit out of whack with my composition. So, I gotta fold the paper. Now, I usually tell people to do this when they're learning composing characters. So, it makes sense that I would do it too. Oh, thank you, Tanner. Appreciate your comment. Thank you very much. Okay, let's try this again. I want to go back to the first two. Those are the ones that I was kind of wanted to focus on. So 1, 2. Here's the cross. Second one. All right, let me see. Can you see the second one? Oops, this is a little crooked. Second one will be right here, maybe a little bit higher. Right here. Obviously, I'm not following the right order of what the certificate should say. I'm just sort of kind of going through some of the characters that that are part of it. Ah, let's see. Where do you buy? Well, where do you buy hanshi? These ones are from Daiso, Japan, which is. Let me see if I have a. Yeah, I do have a package. Okay, so these ones, the one that I'm using right now is this package. Okay, I can put it down here. It's from Daiso, Japan. Okay, which is basically like a dollar store. So this is not like great quality, what by any means. It's basically like super cheap, low quality practice paper. They're not meant for, you know, doing anything that you're gonna hang up or anything. Actually, in fact, I don't practice on these that much. To do what I'm doing right now, the only reason why I'm using this paper is so that I can put it on the camera. You can see it. Otherwise, I'm practicing on newspapers for the most part, because it doesn't make any sense to do these scribbles and these study sessions on paper. But anyways, so this is a package of 100 pieces. It's very thin. It has a smooth side and a rough side. You're supposed to brush on the smooth side, but this one specifically, at least for me, the smooth side, the ink just bleeds everywhere. So I use the rough side for this specific brand. They have different qualities or versions of this. Some a little bit better quality. The paper is a little heavier, but they're not really that great. You can get these on Amazon. If you live anywhere near one of these stores, you can probably get them at the store. What would be the price for these? I don't know, but this is like this is just like cheap paper, and then it's good for that type of practice, for hanchi practice like that. Have you used that susuri that you got from Japan? No. I haven't, because I don't really grind my ink that much. So unfortunately, I haven't needed it. Also, I want to keep it more as like a showpiece, if that makes sense, like a museum quality piece, because that's what it is. I don't think this is meant to, like, you know, start with me rubbing some ink and using it. Doesn't mean I'll never will. If I want to use it, I want to have good quality ink sticks, and I don't at the moment. I just have, you know, things that you can buy online. Nothing. Unfortunately, I didn't buy any good ink stick while I was in Japan. I don't know why, but I should have. But no, I have it in my office, and it's just sitting there. Just being as a nice piece to look at and remind me of that connection. Remind me of what I learned from meeting that gentleman, which was quite the experience. Can you write? What is that? Oh, wake seijaku. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've watched that. I've brushed that a lot. Let me do something here. Let me put it up something what I can see a little bit bigger, because I have the monitor quite away from me. Oops. Wake seijaku, for those of you who may not be familiar with, it's a very common calligraphy to have hanging on tea ceremony rooms. Rooms where people do tea ceremony, they will hang wake seijaku. All right, let me just get a piece of paper. I'm looking. The first two Wake, I've brushed quite a bit. But Sei Jaku, Jaku, no, yeah, I've done Jaku quite a bit too. Yeah, I've done Jaku. Sei, it's I guess not as much, but I'm gonna have to look at that one. How long have you been doing this calligraphy for? A long time. Let's say I usually try to make mark my time. Oh, this one I'm gonna turn it this way. Can you see it though? This way. Yeah. Oh, let's just get this out of here. Yeah, because there's gonna be two characters like that. I like to time my have my time be both formal and informal. Formal means when I started. Formal means when I started learning with a teacher, like actually learning the basics of calligraphy. Informal was before that time, where I was just doing it on my own. So informal, I've been doing it since probably 1998, 1999. That's when I basically picked up a brush for the first time and I started like just brushing, looking at things, kind of doing my own thing and teaching myself, getting books, doing it by myself. Not very good pieces. And that's why I ended up finding a teacher, because I knew doesn't look good. In formal, it's probably been since mid 2000s. So 2005, 6, 7, those years. That's when I met my teacher. So I've been doing formal since then. And I've been doing it online since about 2010, 2012. So it's been a while. Okay, Wake Seijaku. Let's see. So that's Wa. And then move it down to the side a little bit without getting off camera. Okay. So that's Wake. Okay. Wake. Oops, got ink on my fingers. Alright. We'll just put this somewhere. That's actually not bad, not bad. Seijaku. Seijaku. Let me see where I can find that one. It's the second one, the one that's a little bit tricky. There he is. Wake Seijaku. I brushed this a while ago. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Although you gave me a different say though. So maybe that's where maybe that's where I got confused. Did you give me the yeah. I'll have to look at that. Okay, let's do this. This is the one I'm gonna do. The one that I know. I'm a little confused about that second character, the third character you put in there. Okay, so say. And then Jaku. Okay, so how do we put this together? So we'll put this one here, right? You see that one? Let's say Jaku and Wake. And Wake. Ooh, not really. But so this is Wake, say, Jaku. Yeah, they say it's different than the one that you typed. So let's see. What means Heijo Shin Koredo? Heijo Shin Koredo. That's a very classic sen phrase. Means originally the original mind is the way. What that means, the original mind, it's the mind where all things are, the mind where all things come from is the way. I don't know, there's more to that than what I can explain here right now, but that's what that means. Heijo means original, Shin, mind, Koredo, this path or this way. The original mind is the way. The actual meaning of that in the Zen or Buddhist context, that's that's something that requires a lot more conversation and study. The original mind is the way. There you go. The original mind is the way. Can you brush my name? It's read Hokokufu. Hokokufu. Let me see. Can I do that? Let me put it up again a little bit bigger. Oops. That didn't go well. I can try. Let's see. Let's see. I'm actually going to fold the paper for this one because some of those characters are kind of complex. I mean, I don't. The other one that I just did, Wake Seijaku, I was pretty comfortable with that, so I could do that, and I do it in that sort of like cursive same style because I don't have much trouble doing that, but those characters I kind of need to fold the paper for, so it might not look pretty first. Okay. Tanners, wow, a lot of passion for the craft. I do. And that's the thing I always say, Shodo is a lifelong practice. You never stop learning. You get good, and then sometimes you can do really crappy calligraphy, and it's just always constantly practicing and studying. There are so many kanjis, and a lot of them just never brushed before or just never come up through it. So yes. Okay, let's do this one. What's the order? Okay, that's the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that first part is pretty simple. So 1, 2. Oops, say that one is too big. Gonna mix it up. I think this stroke is too big, so that needs to be shorter. So that one's longer, that's shorter for what I can see here in the example. Alright, this one, I'm probably going to butcher the stroke order because I don't have the book right now, so I'm just looking at the computer. So I'm going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Actually, I got to look this up because otherwise I'm going to... The stroke order police will show up. Well, it's one of those things that it's kind of critical when you compose the kind, you have to do the right stroke order. Otherwise, it just doesn't look right. And I suffer from messing up my stroke order once I get comfortable. Go my own way. Oh. You have the old version of kuni, which means country. That's why. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then okay, so 1, up, that. Okay. Let's try again. Yeah. Blah. Okay, the last one. Let's see. Oh, let me just make sure. Yep, I'm good. Something like that. Hope I didn't butcher it too much. Okay. I like the fast, confident strokes in the cursive style. That's because I'm comfortable with those characters. So you can see now on this one that I'm not. Got a little bit slower because I had to kind of find my way through the character. But if I know the character, if I'm comfortable with it, then yes, that's where that confidence comes from. Is the stroke order and style going to be the same for a left-handed calligraphy versus a right-handed one? Yes, and I think I explained this on the last live stream, I think, is that we'll demonstrate here real quick. All right, so when you're right-handed, the order of writing does not change. You write from left to right, so that's the direction, and top to bottom. So when you are going to write right-handed, you are pulling the line, right? So this is a line, I am pulling the line. When you are writing left-handed, you are pushing the line but you cannot change the direction. So if I want to pull the line, then I'm actually changing direction, right? I'm coming the opposite direction. You can't. You have to push the line. Okay? That's the biggest difference, because if you change the direction to pull the line, then your characters are going to look like they're in a mirror, right? They're going to look reverse. Other than that, other than being aware of that, of doing it right-handed versus left-handed, it should be, you should be just fine. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little bit more challenge for left-handed students, but it's not a problem. I've had people in some of my workshops that are left-handed, and they've done just fine. It's just a matter of understanding that you cannot change the weight of the stroke direction. Yes, traditionally everybody was right-handed. Even in Japan, people used to get forced to be right-handed, but that's not anymore, right? It's been accepted that lefties are just use the opposite hand. There's nothing wrong with them, and they have sort of kind of let that go a little bit, or not force kids to turn right-handed. So I'm gonna try to do these left-handed. This is gonna be something. Try this to do left-handed. A very simple character. It's just the character for day or sun. So you like this. That's actually not bad for left-handed. But if I were going to do it right-handed, I'm going to have to do it pretty small. It would be the same, right? This one first, then this one, then this one, then this one, right? Same direction, same stroke order. But yeah, it's just a matter of learning the different direction. Obviously more shaky, but still good. Yeah. I've gotten so many students that are left-handed that I don't do it as much as I used to, but I started practicing with the left hand so that I can show them what I mean about the pulling and pushing the line and whatnot. But I should do it more often. But I have a student that's left-handed, and she does great. She does sumi painting. She does some calligraphy, and not a problem. All right, what else am I working on? Actually, I want to show you one thing before we wrap it up. It's been 1 hour, it's 10 o'clock. Is that I've been working on these greeting cards. Okay. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people kind of want something like this, like a little postcard. It has some characters. So let me show. So we got this. So basically, what it is, got a little dark. It's the light is reflecting on it. So let me see if I turn this off. That's the best angle. So it's the character. Okay. I'm putting them in the back. It comes with the envelope. So I got this one, which means longevity. This one's a little out of season right now, but this one's from spring. So that means spring. This is another spring. This is koi, which it means love, but more on the romantic side of thing, like romantic love, like being in love. Joy, yorokobi. Oops. There, that's a good one too for a post star. I really like this. This is Kizuna, which is forming an emotional bond. with people. So it's like when you hang out with people and bond together. That's kind of what that means. There's another Kizuna. There's another Kizuna. So I like that word. And this is Hikari, which means light, like a ray of light. And the way that I've done these is I did it on traditional calligraphy paper, and then that is laminated or glued back into the postcard or the greeting card, and it comes with the envelope. So I'm thinking about putting these up on the website. I don't have it right now yet. I sell them for $5 at seminars or art fairs and stuff like that. So it's not. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it to like put on the website and list it and carry shipping costs for like a $5 card. But that's something that I've been working on lately, and a couple other things. So not much for that. All right, I think we're done for the night. I'm gonna keep working on this guy, and I pretty much sure that I'm gonna be doing these live streams on a weekly basis. Wednesday seems to be a good time. I'm having a lot of fun. This is great. I'm enjoying it, and probably next week we'll do the names. So I'll post it out there, and you guys can put me your names in it, and then I'll try to write the names, and then you guys can see it on the camera, because that's always fun. I've done art fairs or Japanese festivals. I've done Japanese festivals, and that's like the table. There's a line at the table, and everybody just comes over to one half. They just want to have their names written in Japanese. So I'm used to that. I do it a lot. So I think that'll be kind of cool. I think people would dig it. Okay, Tanner, glad I came to check it out. I'm happy to have you here. Caesar, have a good night. Did you listen to K-pop? No. No. So you guys have a good night. It was awesome. I'm having a lot of fun. So I will see you next week. Have a good night.